Hey everybody, welcome to RelationChicks, and I'm Brittany Black.
And I'm Melody Hill, and we want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today. We're at Canoe Escape, and we're going to have so much fun. Our topic today is about
communication, how to talk to your parents, friends, siblings, or your significant other when you're fighting. It's going to be so exciting, Mel. We're going to get in the canoe and everything, right?
Right, and that ties to relationships because we all do this in life, and this is what better way to do something different like canoeing.
I know, you're stuck on a canoe, and what better than to discuss, talk, and enjoy nature. So everybody, let's check out. We got Brian that's coming up. He owns Canoe Escape.
Let's talk to him. Let's go ahead and talk to him. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hey everybody, we're your RelationChicks, and today we're talking to Brian from Canoe Escape. Now, Brian, tell me a little bit how you got your business started.
Well, back in 1991, I was going to high school, and my family wanted to move back to the Tampa area, and my father had decided that he wanted to do something different, and we were big outdoor people, so we moved back up to this area and kind of found the Hillsborough River and
fell in love, right?
Fell in love.
So this is something you've been doing all your life since you were little.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, that's so exciting. And so you thought that you would share with other people the experience of canoe. Now, I know canoeing is something that I've loved to do. Do you get to bond with your wife whenever you guys canoe? Is that something you enjoy?
Yeah, that's a big part of our relationship. You know, we do a lot of paddling all over the United States. We've been very blessed to travel a lot, and just everywhere you go, there's amazing rivers, and it doesn't really matter if you're an old couple or a young couple. It's a great lifelong activity.
So Brian, from a couple's perspective, did you get your wife involved, or was this something that she was already doing as far as canoeing?
I got her involved.
That always happens.
I know.
She lived in Atlanta, and you know they didn't do a lot of paddling up there, and so when she met me, it was an automatic given that you're going to do a lot of paddling with me.
Of course.
So you know, but fortunately she got into it and she loves it. So.
Oh wow! Now our show today is on communication and how to talk to your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever. Now, tell me a little bit why canoeing is so important as far as communication goes.
Well, it's very much a similar fundamentals. You got to have some trust, and you got to have some patience, and you got to have some understanding. You know, with your paddling partner, just like you do in real life with whoever you're dating or married to. But how you talk to each other in the boat is going to go a long way to what your experience is going to be like.
Right.
And the scenario is also different because you're in a different setting. When it depends also on the environment, what happens in an actual conversation. And if you're going through some problems, which we all go through.
Oh yes.
What better way to go canoeing and talking about it in a different kind of environment? You get to open up more. You get a little, a good workout. And at the same time, you're sharing some time with your partner. So you're establishing that rapport, that relationship from a different setting. That helps.
Now, with this canoeing experience, I know that you've come up with something very special to us. I mean, we love that you have a couples canoeing. Now, explain a little bit more about that.
Well, I started doing instruction about 12 years ago. I was fortunate to have a lot of time where I could get into some competitive level paddling, and through that I started teaching and realizing very quickly that, you know, through my students, it was the couples, the married couples that had been married for a long time that were the biggest struggle. And so I started building some custom tailored programs to that. And it's been a lot of fun over the years. You get people that come in, and typical couple, they squabble and they bicker at each other when they're uncomfortable with something they're doing that's new. But
of course.
to teach them a new language and how to talk to each other and how to,
Do you tell them something to help them break the ice, if it's a first date or if it's something that, of course, they've never done before? How do you encourage them? What's a scenario that maybe you remember on the top of your head?
A large part of it is just kind of step by step, you know, allowing them to slowly have a little trust in each other's abilities. And as that slowly builds up, then when you get to some of the more advanced techniques, it just starts becoming automatic.
Oh
It's
my
fun.
goodness! And you create a bond while you're doing this because it's living outdoors and doing something that you don't do every day, like going to the movies or going shopping at the mall. You get to see a lot of different animals, a lot of different things.
You get to talk and you get something different that you will learn something else. Like not many people that know about this will end up going canoeing and make a change, you know, a life-altering experience. So,
is there anything that couples can do other than this, the couples class?
they make certain stops, for example, while they're canoeing and talk and, you know.
Well, you know, the way that we usually paddle, my wife and I, we take advantage. A lot of the rivers have great parks along the river, so take advantage of those. You can, you know, bring a picnic lunch and, you know, just kind of have a nice quiet time in between paddling from the different trips. And there's a lot of opportunities within paddling to have a nice romantic evening or day. Or
So from the moment that a couple come in, you see them when they first get here, from the moment they come back, do you see a difference in how their behaviors are towards each other, their chemistry, even if there was some friction when they first got here? By the end of the day, do you see a difference? Do you see a smile in their faces?
Almost always, yes. The river is a very relaxing place.
Oh, okay.
And so that kind of helps a lot, you know, because people, let's face it, life these days, it's very dynamic.
It's an escape.
Yeah.
So.
So people get a chance to come out and spend a little time in the outdoors and get away from their blackberries and, you know, the stress of work. And that goes a long way to just having some quiet time, you know, with your other half.
Right, that's a good point. And I know that you were talking to me and Mel earlier. I know Mel said that she really loved the idea of a midnight canoe session that you have. Tell us a little bit more about that really quick.
Okay. We run those trips seasonally throughout the year. We do them once a month on the full moon. And basically, we do a night trip. And it's a really amazing experience. We paddle underneath the full moon for about 2.5 hours. We paddle a very quiet water section. There's a lot of nocturnal wildlife, and we give everybody about halfway, about a half-hour break at a place called Lettuce Lake for them to kind of just spread out and explore. And some people are social animals, and they like to hang together and tell lies and all that kind of stuff. And then you get other couples that just head out for a little quiet time, you know, for 20 or 30 minutes around the lake. And then afterwards, you have a little social coffee and dessert afterwards. It's a lot of fun.
And that's what a lot of people don't know is, and it's something that we can point out, is that it's something that it's on the side besides, you know, out in the daylight. You can do something different at a different scene.
That's so exciting. Well, I appreciate you, Brian, for letting us come out here and go canoeing. We thank you on behalf of RelationChicks. Me and Mel are ready to get geared up. What do you think?
All right, let's get it set up.
All right.
Let's go.